Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. You can't go out, man, forget my peace. You take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
I always love when the morning starts with a little bit of a charge, Zaz. Like a lot of times,
the charge?
A lot of times we walk in here, everyone's kind of sleepy. Hey, how's it going? Oh, did you see the game last night? Okay, haha. Oh, your socks are too low or too high, and that's it. Like that's we're gonna start the show now. Okay, but sometimes someone takes out a grenade and rolls it in, and I'm like, oh, we got ourselves a show today.
So who did that here today?
Oh, man. I just witnessed a shouting match, an intense shouting match, a sincere, intense shouting match.
I miss I was eating a bagel.
Gregory P. Cody and Christopher Cody.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because as I was eating the bagel, I said, like, I heard something between Chris and Greg, and I said to myself, man, I really wouldn't want to work with my father. Like,
man.
Like, that's weird to me if I was showing up to work and, like, I work with my dad, especially in, like, a talent, an entertainment capacity.
Me and my dad, it doesn't matter what we're doing. We would be arguing the entire time.
Right. I don't want to work with my dad.
And imagine, if you guys think I'm sarcastic, wait till you see the tidal wave that is my father of sarcasm all the time. All the time. And so,
like,
Chris,
does your dad find you funny?
I don't think so.
I don't know if my dad finds me funny.
So. I think no, he doesn't. Which is weird because he does the same jokes to me, and I'm like, wait, hold on. But when I do it to him, he's like, you're overreacting or whatever. So that relationship in a professional environment, I don't think would flourish.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But Greg and Chris seem to make it work week by week. But some weeks are better than others.
No, you're right. I heard Chris again as I was going to make a bagel. I like bagel with good cream cheese.
Yeah?
I like the regular cream cheese because at home my wife only buys the Philadelphia, the whipped cream cheese. And like whipped cream cheese is good and everything, but here, see, I like making myself a bagel cream cheese here because
like the
here,
bar? What do we have here?
Yeah, here they keep it's the bar cream cheese.
It's a great take. I hate whipped cream cheese.
And that's the cream cheese I really like. I like
soft.
the bar.
I like
Too
a little
soft.
like I like thickness with my cream cheese.
Yeah. Like,
I want to have to work for. I want that thing to almost break the plastic knife.
Mike's got it.
I hate that. It's terrible to put on a bagel
Chunky,
because
I love
it's such a laborious occasion. Every time you have to you
just
open up the
slop it
foil.
on.
Yeah,
no
work
one
the
ever
effort.
puts a foil back neatly if you're sharing. You have to chop off like a quarter of it.
I
And
love
then
it.
you have to just like work
That's
the
the
cream
good stuff.
cheese.
That's the good stuff.
I don't like
The
that.
thing I hate the
I
most
laid on thick.
is when I put it on and then now it's ripping up the ground of the bagel underneath.
That's where you just leave that cream cheese there. Go get more.
I hate that.
No, man.
You don't have to kill yourself trying to spread this thing.
I need
if there's a big chunk there, that's fine.
I want it to look like the commercials, just this nice white covering.
That's where the
of
whip
frosting
Yeah.
over
That's
it.
where the whip stuff comes in
Absolutely.
handy.
No. Whipped is for sissies.
Bar cream cheese, just for making cheesecake. That's it.
No.
It's for cooking.
No.
Great take.
It's not for eating with toast.
Bad
It's
take.
for putting on my bagel and
Yes.
enjoying.
Yes.
So I like making myself a bagel here. All right. Number one, I'm Jewish, so I love bagels. Number
You're
two,
Jewish.
And number two, they just taste great. So I like making myself a bagel here because I love the block cream cheese what they keep here. Anyway,
Wait, hold on. Juju, put it on the poll. Block cream cheese or whipped cream cheese?
I don't think you're going to like this.
Block cream
Blowouts.
cheese doesn't exist. Guys, it's just another tub of cream cheese that just isn't whipped. But the block that you're talking about, that's butter. There is no such thing as block
No,
cream
no,
cheese.
shut up.
Jeremy.
Shut up.
Okay, you don't get to talk to me. I'm also Jewish. I know about cream cheese and bagels, okay?
The block cream cheese that comes in
bricks.
aluminum foil. The
The
bricks
brick.
of cream cheese.
It's
What are
the
you
brick.
talking about?
You're so
pal?
wrong.
But that's being packaged within the tub. I know
Being
what you're
packaged?
talking
What do you think
about,
it grows off a
but it's-
tree for butter?
No, guys.
Being packaged.
It's a brick.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. Some kid.
Are you even Jewish?
Ooh.
100% bar
Let's
mitzvah and everything.
let's have a Jewish off.
Let's not.
So I
Doing a lot
love
of that
making
these
myself
days.
a bagel here because you got the block cream cheese, you got the thick cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was going to make myself a bagel, I did hear Chris. He was storming into this room, into
Mm-hmm.
the main studio side, and he was saying, "I'm about to go off on my dad."
Well, all right, to answer your first question, I do love working with my dad. On our podcast, on this podcast, now I say that, he does annoy the shit out of me all the time. So, like, that's what I have to deal with. But what you saw there was him mad at me that I didn't throw his topics on, like, because, we both got here late today. Traffic was bad. So I didn't throw his topics on the sheet when the topics he sent today were just Marlins out of it.
Okay.
Dolphins 2-0 in the preseason. He just looked at
They're not
ESPN
2-0 though.
or whatever.
Well, he's even misquoting my notes.
undefeated.
Yeah.
What I said was unbeaten in 2 games.
Unbeaten, whatever.
No, not whatever. I mean, if you're going to quote my notes that you don't use, at least quote them accurately.
But it's just like there was nothing there that I'm like, oh, this is good for this. It was just like,
What do you want me to write an
Marlins.
entire paragraph? I'm writing my notes in 3 or 4 or 5 words.
Just send a topic that feels like, oh, this guy's
By
trying
the
to
way,
think of topics.
If you think it's tough working with your dad, imagine working with your son.
That's
Oh,
fair.
my God.
This guy over here, I spend 20 minutes every morning, and it's early. It's not even light out yet. I spend 20 minutes every morning looking through ESPN, looking through Google.
Really
search,
working
coming up
ahead
with-
on this.
Coming up with good notes. And then I send them to him. He doesn't even acknowledge he got them. And then he doesn't use any. So we get the show topics for today. Nothing here. Nothing from me.
Yeah. I was confused. I said, "Where's Greg's topics?"
Thank you.
And then Greg said, I sent them in. I don't know what happened. And next thing I know, Chris is in here yelling.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, you're annoying.
Greg,
What?
Greg, it is a Tuesday. Do you have it back in my day, perhaps?
Not today.
Taking this week off.
We're skipping this week.
That's a whole nother thing. He wants it to be a suey category, and he's done. Ready for it?
How many?
1.
Right.
It's
It's
a
a one-man
And the winner
category.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Because-
Could be a close vote, though.
Because he'll throw a tantrum, we will make it a category with 1.
I mean, I think it's a great
That
category.
is
to
funny.
play.
It was going to be none.
I can't lose.
And now the suey nominees for Best Back in My Day, and then applause.
I like that Chris makes it seem like Greg's topics he hands in are Dolphins, Marlins, Heat.
That is what it is. Let me read them to you.
Please.
While you're doing that, I'd like to issue a formal apology. I dug my heels in on it there not being a block of Philadelphia cream cheese. I know what you guys are talking about. It's just the wrong decision to buy it that way with the aluminum foil wrapping. It's a crazy decision to make. There's a
feels
tub
authentic.
that has the same type of cream cheese within it, but hand up, my bad. I dug my heels in because I was worried about my Jew credentials, and I didn't want them taken away the way that,
That was a Stugotz wriggle out that you did because you went from the block doesn't exist to, oh, no, I prefer the whip one.
Okay.
No, not the whip. It's still, you can get the block-style cream cheese within a tub as well. Getting whipped is
yeah,
crazy. You
Conventional
can get
tub. That is
conventional.
like, when people close their eyes and they think of cream cheese, I think they think of the tub that,
Of what it is that I'm talking
Jeremy
about.
is describing.
I'm the everyman
The tub.
for Jews.
That's not
Yeah,
the,
there's the tub of the hard stuff. We
Oh,
like
no,
the
no.
tub of the whipped stuff. And then there's the blocks,
I might-
the square groupers of the hard stuff, too, that are only good for fettuccine Alfredo.
Michael, I might have to divert from you now because I've always thought the stuff in the tub was whipped.
No, there's whipped.
There's one that has branded as whipped.
And, yes.
No, I'll take the tub stuff, man.
And then
Me-
there's
my-
the
my-
tub that's regular cream cheese. Al
yeah,
dente.
I'll do the regular tub one. I won't do the block because the block is harder than the tub.
The block is basically rubber cement.
Yeah.
You could fortify steel structures with
love
a
it.
block of cream cheese.
Love it.
Nah, can't be.
He actually did give me one topic that I should have put. Like, granted, I didn't put them on the board because we were running late. Like, it wasn't like I was like, these are crap.
I feel like you're just reading these now.
No, I read them.
I sent them to you when this morning?
No, early,
Like
but I ran
6:30?
late. That's why they're not on the board, because I was running late. But then you attack me with why aren't they on the board, and I get defensive, and it's like, look, they weren't that good anyways. That's really what happened.
It does
there.
kind of suck, Greg. He doesn't acknowledge that he received them.
He didn't.
I get you.
No,
there.
he doesn't. It says read Whatever. I could look at my phone. It says red 643. No response.
Do you get red
Thanks,
receipts
Dad.
on
I got 'em.
emails?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
A text. I
texted
sent you a
you.
text that I had emailed you my show notes.
Dolphins unbeaten in 2 exhibitions. Super Bowl? That's topic.
It's a good question.
Keep going.
We'll get
Thank
to that
you.
later.
Kane should be favored over Notre Dame.
They should be.
Continue.
Some are saying that.
This one I actually like. Little League World Series should have a weight limit.
Okay.
He's not okay. We'll get to that one later.
I
Go
want
on.
to get to that one for
Yeah.
sure.
Marlins season. R.I.P.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, we'll
I
get to
wonder
that.
what
That's
that one
okay.
would be. Yeah.
Chinese robot Olympics are a farce.
Oh, I like that.
Chris, you made it
He
seem
didn't
like,
read these.
Hold on.
He didn't read
You
these.
Absolutely,
I got the first. I was late. I just
I
said
got to
the
the
real
first couple
reason
too.
they weren't there. I was
Okay,
in shambles this morning.
so Greg actually brought up the operative question. Would you rather work with your dad or with your child? You guys all have younger children, so it's not as clear. Zaz, you and I have older children.
Teenagers, yeah.
I absolutely a million times would rather work with my dad than with my child.
Thank
My
you.
child, I would actually, like with my dad, it would be an argument, but I would know how to make it content and funny. With my child, everyone would be like, yo, I think something's wrong with Amin. Like,
People say that about me though on our show.
Was there more
that
than
I'm just an asshole?
After the robot Olympics? Was there more? Or that was all of his topics.
There's a couple more.
Okay.
He's selectively skipping the ones that.
Yeah.
NCAA. See, it's just kind of headlines. NCAA punishment: a wrist slap to Michigan.
I will be honest. I got my topics list right here that gets printed out for me every morning. I don't have a single one from Greg.
Yeah,
That's
on me.
Because he was late.
that's on me.
Ball went off him, coach.
Heat, the team that national TV forgot.
All right, let's start with that one. By the way, here's a picture of the tub of cream cheese that I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
But that's
Yeah.
original, not whipped.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Right.
So that's what I'm talking about.
I'm
not
talking
you.
about. But I'm saying the brick is not that. The brick
Right.
is harder.
Right,
than
but
this.
it's
No, but the brick is-
it's
No,
the
no,
same.
but
It's
the
the
brick
same.
is
It's
that
the
same.
It's
It's
exactly
not-
the same.
It's
It's just
brick
wrap.
is-
It's
Yes,
just
it is. It's
packaged
just more
differently.
difficult for
Brick
you
is-
to.
He's
do
right
This
about
has
that.
harder walls, so you can scrape it easier.
Also, if you're real, you call it schmear.
He's calling you out, not me.
Yeah, I
Wow.
understand that's a Jewish thing. It's a deli thing, calling it schmear.
If you're putting it on a bagel, it's schmear.
Einstein Brothers tried to like capitalize off of that by calling it schmear. Whatever. I don't call it schmear. I call it cream cheese.
That's the brick I'm talking. I can't do
It's
the
the
brick.
same material, just packaged.
Yeah, I
differently.
love.
Oh,
See,
I
that
like
it
that,
just
yeah.
looks authentic.
You see how it says Philadelphia
That's the original.
Authentic.
That's the
Same.
OG. The
Yes,
OG
that's
came in a brick,
authentic
yeah.
right there. That's real. That's the OG Philadelphia.
It's like
cream
liking
cheese.
different color M&Ms and thinking they taste different.
They
It's
do.
exactly the
They
same.
do.
They do
What are you
taste
talking
different.
Okay.
Look at that.
Green ones
5
make you
simple
horny.
ingredients. That's all you need.
Yeah, and an ingredient you don't need: chives. Let's keep the cream cheese pristine.
Couldn't
and
agree
original.
more. Couldn't agree. Get the hell out of my life with these chives.
Oh, I
Correct.
love scallion cream cheese.
No.
Better than
no,
chives,
no,
but not much.
No.
Keep it simple.
Just a regular cream cheese. What's wrong with the regular cream cheese?
No one's
Nothing at all.
no one's ever eaten a bagel with cream cheese and they stop mid bagel and they say, "Man, you know what could really make this bagel better? Scallions."
I've said that.
Scallion
delicious.
always makes me think of scoundrel. I don't know why. Like if you like scallion,
I wonder
you're
what's
a
happening
scoundrel.
there.
I don't know.
Rapscallion?
Rapscallion. There it is. Oh, that would be a great rap name.
It would be.
Oh my
It'd
god,
be great.
Rapscallion.
Copyright.
There it is.
Yeah,
Thanks.
chive and onion. Look at that. Come on, get out of here.
Disgusting. So, Greg, the team that national TV forgot.
Yeah.
The Miami Heat.
It's amazing.
Give
to
us
me.
everything you got.
Okay. All right. I get the reasoning. If you're a national TV executive, I get the reasoning. When Jimmy Butler leaves in a huff after pouting all year, they lose a big chunk of star power. They've struggled in the playoffs 2 years in a row. They're out in the first round. Last year they lose by a record number in the first round. It was an embarrassment. I get that, but it's still a major franchise that's won 3 championships. I'm just saying 5. They're on TV 5 times on national TV. To put that in perspective, there are 5 teams that are on national TV 34 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, are the Heat 7 times diminished from the top teams in the league? If the answer is yes, that's sad. I just think, wow, this is how far the Heat have fallen in terms of national regard.
This is what I would say, Greg. First of all, the national TV schedule, to add to your point, given that there are more national TV games now than ever before, between Peacock and Amazon and NBC, ABC, ESPN, there's going to be at a certain point this year, national TV games 7 days a week. We've never had that before. So for the Heat to be on 5 times, despite all of these opportunities, all of these at-bats, is pretty shocking. Having said that, when you look at how national TV schedules work, it's several things. It's the truly great teams, but not just teams that we think are going to be great, teams that have proven from a year ago. So a year ago, Oklahoma City wasn't on a lot, even though we knew it was a really good team. Now they're on TV all the time because they're the champs, because now they're cemented. The Houston Rockets got Kevin Durant. They're going to be on national TV a bunch of times. And then there's the old standards of wherever Steph Curry is, wherever LeBron James is, because all of these things are what audiences are primed to tune into. The Heat, I don't think the Heat are going to be bad. I just don't think audiences will hear Miami Heat and turn it on, and they don't think of all those things you're talking about, the championships and the luster of years past.
No, I agree with that, but this is what it also means to me. Let's see if you agree. The core, Tyler Hero, off an All-Star season, and Bam Adebayo, that core, along with arguably...
And Norm Powell.
And Norman Powell, along with arguably the best coach in the league and arguably still one of the biggest names in an executive in the league, that combo doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything to the viewers.
Right.
That's the reality. It's if I say Heat Cavs tonight, how much does that move the needle versus if I say Knicks Cavs or I'm not, even Pistons Cavs, right? Or Pistons Knicks, right? Because the Pistons last year had a kind of splash. And so there's a feeling like, oh, I kind of want to see where this is going. There's nobody in or outside of South Florida who wants to see where this Miami Heat thing is going.
They won 37 games last year and played an uninteresting style of basketball.
Right.
Why would they be on more than 5 times?
Again, I'm not arguing that only 5 versus 34 is a travesty. I am closer to lamenting the diminishment of the Heat brand.
Yeah. Well, that's a topic.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's a different conversation.
Everybody wants to dive
I just
into.
don't think there's a foil here. I don't think that there have been years where they're off of a finals appearance and you do the comparative shopping and you say, hey, that's not right. They're not on national TV enough. That
right. When's the
feels
last
like
time the Heat had the maximum national TV games? You got to go back over 10 years ago.
Yeah, it has to be the LeBron days, like the tail end of that. But I remember there was one year that they made it to the finals. They didn't have a Christmas Day game. We've seen that again with Indiana. Going to the finals no longer guarantees you the right to the Christmas Day game, but they're right where they should be. I think they are in that mix with the Kings and the Blazers.
So how many of you guys know the actual answers to who's on national TV the most and the least and all that?
Oklahoma City is tied for the most.
So I want to play a game with you guys. More or less national TV games in the Heat.
I like this game.
Right? More or less. Let's start with a nice easy one, a softball here. The Indiana Pacers. Now, Indiana Pacers obviously went to the finals last year. Very exciting, fun style of basketball. But massive injuries have made them less competitive, less desirable. So, Indiana Pacers, more or less national TV games than the Miami Heat?
I would say more.
More.
Although close.
Got to be more.
It's more. It's 9. They're on 9 times, right? Oh, yeah, I like this little music. All right. Next up, Portland Trailblazers. Similarly, kind of struggling season last year, but they did have an uptick. They've kind of moving forward.
I'm going less.
Tie. 5.
I'll side with Greg.
Sorry. They have more national TV games than the Miami Heat.
Wow.
8.
Yeah. I was going to say, now, can we admit, though, the reason they have more is because you got to fill that 10:30 slot.
Whatever you
There's
want to
only
tell
a
yourself.
handful of teams that can be featured because they're West Coast
That's
teams.
right. Then let's pacify ourselves with that one.
All right. Let's go with the Utah Jazz.
Oh, it better be less.
The Utah Jazz,
Come on.
they're building. They just got Ace Bailey, who's one of the top prospects in the
He
draft.
doesn't even want to be there.
Mountain West time zones as.
Yeah, it's a
I have
mountain
no
time.
idea what time that is there.
I say yes. More.
More games in the Miami Heat?
I think so.
Less.
Less. Mike, what do you got?
Less.
They are less. They have 2 national TV games.
Wow. Too
I
many.
wonder which ones. Probably San Antonio, so we get Ace Bailey versus Dylan Harper. Speaking of San Antonio,
More.
Yeah, a lot more.
22.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense.
All right, last one for you guys. And this one is a familiar foil. You see them all the time. The Chicago Bulls. Them and the Heat the last like 3 or 4 years. Same number of wins. They see each other in the play-in every year. They're in a major market.
Yeah.
I'm going to go less. That team sucks.
I'm going to say market dictates much more.
Yeah, I'm going to say more as well.
Sorry, Zaz has it right. The Chicago Bulls are less with 3 national
Wow.
TV games.
Surprising. So this is a bit of a meritocracy.
Can you name the team with the least national TV games?
Charlotte Hornets.
Got to be.
Charlotte Hornets have 3 national TV games. Sorry, there's
Wizards?
Wizards are tied with 2 with the Utah Jazz and 3 other teams.
How can the Hornets be on national TV 3 times?
LaMelo Ball.
Who's the team that has the most that you're like, this team's not good?
The most, and I'm like,
Who
this
has
is-
too many?
That this isn't going to be bang for the buck.
I think Portland haven't.
so-
Candidates.
I'm actually pretty good this year. Maybe Boston, but Boston will be good. Boston at 25, Dallas with 23, depending on.
No, that
if
makes
they're
sense.
healthy.
You want to see Cooper Flag even if they're not that
Right.
good.
I would say Philadelphia with 14 national TV games.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Does anybody have 0?
No, everyone has to be on national TV at least once.
Is that a rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a nice end to the music.
Or
right
just
there.
a pity thing where they're like, all right, we'll give you all
Yeah.
one.
Well, I mean, like the teams do complain. It's funny. They complain when they're on national TV not enough, and they complain when they're on national TV too much.
Oh, look, an NBA player does 2 things better than anyone else: complain and not play. That's the thing.
I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the team.
Oh, but
Who cares the most about it, though? Is it the front office? Is it like the COO?
Mostly the broadcast people, right? The money people, because when you're on national TV, and I don't know the rules now, it used to be like Turner had exclusivity. So if you were on TNT, that means your local team did not broadcast anything. And so while Jeremy might be like, cool, I got the night off, I can just go to the game and hang out, the people upstairs are like, well, that's lost revenue for us because if we hadn't been on national TV, we would have been on broadcast TV and we could have made the money.
I also would like to get paid, so I'm pretty happy that the Heat have fewer national TV games.
There you go. Keep Jeremy employed.
Vested interest. I like
Please.
it.
The
I feel like Greg's topic got us off on a good start.
I
here.
like it.
I'm gonna be honest.
I like it. Look, the way you made it seem when you walked in here, because this is to set the scene. He waltzes in here and then he just yells, "Dolphins 2-0, Marlins RIP," and I was like, oh, in my mind, I was like, Greg, those are kind of like.
I mean, he had those, and this is a
but
running
he had-
thing. This isn't 1 week. Like, this is every week. It's a running complaint.
Chris, you're totally in the wrong. He
Yes.
had some cool ass topics on there, man. I wrote some of them down. We're gonna get to them at
Robot
some point.
Olympics at
Robot
some point,
Olympics is
yeah.
definitely
Weight
good.
limit. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Weight limit. And look, man, it's like, man, this is standard Le Batard
Probably
show
offensive,
fare.
the weight limit thing, but
It
we'll
could
get
be.
there.
Yeah, it could
Oh,
be.
that's standard Le Batard
Only
show
the fat
fare.
people.
Kid's fat now. He also can't play Little League. Kind of sucks.
There's a kid in Little League who looks just like you. I don't know if you saw this.
What, really? Like
Someone
on the
posted this-
series now?
Yeah,
even
someone
got a
posted
beard.
this on Twitter. He looks like.
Oh, so he's like an adult. That's
Yeah.
why I have a beard.
He's
I'm
got
adult.
like, but he's got like platinum blonde hair. He's got but it's not like dyed. It's like, you know, those kids that have like Targaryen
God,
hair.
I used to have a great head of hair.
Yeah,
I did.
What color?
Brown, light brown.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to see a picture of you when you
Sure,
out of
I will
here.
pull. I will send one to television. Yes.
No, we got that.
Was it like long or you had like a buzz?
No, I had a good full head of hair.
Yeah?
Yeah. All right, let me send one.
And what happened? Like
What do
why?
you mean, what happened?
I didn't mean it
How
like
were you?
didn't mean it like that, but like why you look terrible now? Respectfully.
That's some bullshit.
He said respectfully.
He said
Oh, okay. Then,
respectfully.
you know
I
what? Then
asked
take
as
it
a
back.
question. There's a question mark at the end.
It's not bullshit then, because you said respectfully.
Yeah, it
I
was
take it back.
respectfully put as
I
well.
take it back. Yeah.
Yeah, left the door open.
Yeah.
I didn't say you look like shit.
Exactly.
No, you just said, "Why do you look like that now?"
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a question.
That's fair.
I took it
No,
wrong.
he said,
You're
"Why
right.
do you look terrible now?"
I missed that. I don't know if that.
That's
one
on
came-
me.
Yeah.
The other thing, by the way, Greg had another topic. Greg, these are all heavy Greg topics and stuff. No, I'm telling you, Chris, I'm not messing around. He sat down and he says to me, "Why are there left and right like channels on headphones?" And I said, "Oh, because sometimes in stereo they'll send some sounds on this side and some sounds on this side, and together it creates a richer experience than if they were just all coming out from the each speaker at the same time. To which Greg rebutted, yes, but why does it matter which one's left and which one's right?
Right.
And I was like, got me there.
Why is there an L and an R?
I think it's because of the way it's
on
supposed
these
to fit on your head.
There it is. I think for like AirPods, they fit in your ear.
Sure,
better.
but what
You're
these
talking about these? Yeah, I don't
cans,
know
yeah.
why the cans.
Well, what is my head lopsided? What do I need the bigger one over here because one ear's bigger than the other? What does that mean?
I mean,
The
you do
head
have,
is symmetrical.
you do have large ears.
Okay, I do. I have Cody ears, but the head is symmetrical, as is the headphones. I just honestly don't get it.
We all work in an audio environment, and many of us have been doing this for decades. Like, any of you guys have a real answer for this?
Well, like the head, like your side of your head's not flat. Like if you look at your headphones, like they'll like go out one way. If you put them on the other way, they don't really bend the other way.
Wait, if you flip it, like I think if you flip it,
I mean,
it
these
feels exactly the same.
these are not that, but there are some that your head's not. Yeah.
I think this is all a scam.
It is a scam.
It's like the Twix thing.
Yeah.
Which one do you like, the left or the right?
They're different.
Twix?
Yes. It's like a whole thing. They have two different buildings: the left building, the right
That's true.
building.
Like M&M's.
Yeah. Green ones.
The green ones.
See, they get to charge more for the
mean
headphones
those.
by embellishing them with the letters L and R. That's the whole scam.
I've never seen headphones like when I'm shopping, like, oh, that one has L and R.
They all do.
That's the good stuff.
They all do because they're all in on the scam.
Actually, I don't think they all do now.
No?
I have seen, which makes this seem even weirder, that some still do L and R because I have more. In fact, the headphones I wear on the Greg Cody Show podcast that you always make fun of because they're so big, those do not have L and R. I'm free to put them on however
You know what I
want.
think you should do? Wear them the wrong way, just to prove that there's no difference today.
All right,
You're gonna be
I'm
really
like,
uncomfortable.
Put
I'm
the
gonna check
left
that
on
out.
one side, the right on the other, and just I think you take down big headphone today.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm
feels
doing it
great.
right now. Feels
Good.
great.
Feels great.
Exactly.
Not only that, I feel empowered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I am bigger than my headphones.
You sure are.
Yeah.
You decided which way to wear that. You're not going to let the headphones be
Yeah,
the boss
right.
of you.
You let Sony know. Hey, I'll pick.
Zagaki. You got that right, Jack.
So, Mike, the thing that you talked about a lot yesterday, we were like, well, it's not, don't let the door hit you, whatever. Joe Flacco, QB1.
Everyone knew this was coming.
Yeah.
It'll be curious to see. I got one TV on mute that's locked in on First Take to see how they make this all about Shador. I don't even know where Shador is on this depth chart. He's got an oblique injury, but it was a pretty manufactured talking point, and I know the discussion is face of the franchise QB when it comes to the bad faith debate show topics that we've had about Dylan Gabriel and Shador.
Dylan.
He never had a shot really to start week one for the Cleveland Browns. It was essentially a promise they made to Joe Flacco. But I think that once Cleveland and their schedule is really front-loaded difficult, once they start struggling, this will be a natural talking point that will have a lot more merit come the season. And that's fine and dandy. I just hope that we're not exhausted by it. But we're guilty. Look at the traction that our segment had yesterday.
Yeah.
I will say, like, Shador's got an it factor about him. He's from a big family in athletics.
Football royalty.
He's charismatic. When he was on the field for Colorado, hell, when he was on the field for Cleveland in that 1 week, he was an exciting player. So I get the conversation, especially as a recovering former Browns fan. I know the allure to the next hope at that position. It's very rare to have two rookies that garner that. And also, I've never known Cleveland to be a team that has turned against a rookie quarterback, but they've never had two rookie quarterbacks on the roster at the same time, and it seems as though the fan base is pretty much aligned. They are pro lower draft pick in Shador Sanders, and they're kind of wanting to push Dylan Gabriel out the door. That's just my read on the situation.
So, Greg, yesterday we went through the Browns' early schedule. I'll read it out to you right now. Week 1, hosting the Bengals. Week 2, at Ravens. Week 3,
Their first 5 weeks are
hosting the Packers. Week 4, at Lions. Week 5, hosting the Vikings. Week 6, at Steelers. Week 7, hosting the Dolphins. Right? So that's their first 7 weeks. So if I ask you how long before a QB switch happens? So Flacco's the number one for now. But given those first 7 weeks, they're probably not going to be good.
Right.
Maybe 1-6, maybe 2-5.
I think they could legitimately start 0-5.
0-5.
Yeah, I think it's quicker than that. And meantime, I think it's a good thing for Cleveland and for the league that the anticipation of Shador's debut is really going to build. It's going to be something legit. Meantime, Joe Flacco's a pretty damn good safety net. I mean, he's one of the better backups in the league. I still call him a backup because he's not going to start after midseason, but he's pretty good. Like, if I have Joe Flacco in Miami, I feel much, much better about the quarterback situation.
Joe Flacco's got to feel a certain type of way about the narrative around him, as if he didn't just prove the world wrong in that uniform 2 seasons ago. Now he's up there in age.
I don't know. You think he cares? What does he care?
Was written off. The guy could barely get chances around the league.
But that's the fate of a guy that age. That's Andy Dalton. That's any number of quarterbacks who used to be pretty darn good. Russell Wilson is scrambling to still be a starter in this league. If you get to be that age, you really have to prove yourself every year. And Joe Flacco right now on some teams is the great veteran backup. It just so happens he's on this team.
The Jets chose to have Tim Boyle on the roster over Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco took that and shoved it up people's asses. Right? And I think I get the excitement around Shador, but I would also get, and this is just between the years of a Super Bowl champion, that is, again, may I remind you, won the AP Comeback Player of the Year over a dead guy that came back to life. Joe Flacco should not be written off as casually as he's being written off.
Mike Ryan, the #1 Joe Flacco defender in the
Yeah,
world.
you sound like a Browns fan.
My dad just defended him too. I mean, called him good.
He is good. Joe Flacco's good still.
No,
I think
it's
he's
not
a good backup. Like, I'll give you
guess
that. but-
Chris, is he too good to be Tua's backup?
Like, I'm with him on the. If it's through the backup prism, I'll
Right.
give you that he's above average. But he sold Joe Flacco more than I would.
This isn't a Browns thing for me. If anything, my Browns fandom, I always hated Joe Flacco because he was a quarterback for the Ravens. I hated all Ravens, hated all Steelers.
Edgar Allan Poe, everything.
I've softened on that stance a little. I still feel like a little poison to the Steelers, but that just may be Aaron Rodgers related.
That's Jessica Smetana.
At this point. It could be Jess. We'll talk to her about the Steelers a little bit later on. I think that as I approach 40, it's more like, yeah, come on, old guy. It's just rallying around the old guy.
He's inspiring you.
Yeah, just rallying around the old guy that people are writing off. But I still hate Aaron Rodgers and will actively write him off. It's a weird place that I'm in.
Do you guys have that where if there's an athlete who is your age, you tend to like him a little bit more?
I got there.
Yeah.
I got there. I'm at that point now. You said like Rich Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, Dick Mountain. I was all about that.
Who isn't about Dick Mountain?
To Mike's point on Flacco, he, in that season that he just had with the Browns, had his only season ever where he's thrown for more than 300 yards per game. He won Comeback Player of the Year. And what's crazy about it
But it was
now
how
in
many
terms
games,
of the
like
length
8?
of his it was 8. I believe it was 8 games. Let me look at that. It was only 5 games. It was 8 games last year with Indianapolis. But 323 yards per game in those games with this same franchise. And what's crazy about it now in terms of the span of his career, they open hosting Cincinnati here in 2025. He started his career in 2008 with the Ravens, hosting Cincinnati to start the
I
season.
think he has like a 50-yard run in that game. I'm not look
I'll
it up.
look it up.
Like
Sunrise,
Joe Flacco,
sunset.
like a 50-yard run, his first ever start.
I love the symmetry. I started my first game against the Cincinnati Bengals, and now here I am at the end of my career.
There's a lot of consistency around Cleveland I mean, that's usually counterintuitive when you speak about the Cleveland Browns. There's always change.
There is consistency.
They're consistently bad, and it's a revolving door. But Stefanski's offense is still installed, and you've seen it done before by Joe Flacco. So I understand, especially from the fan base. This guy is long in the tooth. Let's get him out of here. Let's see what we got with the draft picks. But Joe Flacco didn't cooperate with that narrative the last time out.
Well, here's another possibility. Because of that tough opening schedule that you recited, they don't want to put Shador in a situation where he starts 0-5, right? He could start 0-5, and all of a sudden the fans who want to be on his side are like, wow, this guy, he's struggling, and we want Flacco. You know what I mean? So they're flipping that presumed narrative.
So the Dolphins, is that the first easy game, or is that the last hard game? Because the next games are Patriots, Jets, And, Patriots and Jets.
People are just as high on the Patriots as Dolphins. If you're calling the Dolphins a tough game, you got to put the Patriots in there too. I think they're pretty equal in terms of expectations.
They're pretty equal.
So the Jets, that's the first
The
easy
Jets, I would think people would say is.
game? And by the way, right after the Jets, they got to play the Ravens. This is a crazy. When do they play bad teams? Raiders? There it is. Okay.
Colin Cowherd gave voice to the long-standing theory. Jimmy Sexton, he's Nick Saban's agent. Nick Saban, Manning's very close. Arch Manning, number 1 draft pick. Nick Saban coach.
Where?
Cleveland.
No.
Jimmy Haslam leans on the Sextons, leans on Peyton Manning.
No.
Tennessee Volunteer, booster. He laid it all out.
That's a lot.
He laid it all
Look,
out.
as the host of a podcast with the word Illuminati in it, keep your third eye open.
I mean, Haslam is super close to the Mannings.
I get it, man, but that's a lot of connecting the dots, man.
I mean, he said it like this is a known thing.
I'm gonna tell you
in
right now.
league circles.
League circles.
Well, I love league circles.
Yeah.
Do you love league circles?
I don't know. I could do without league circles.
Really?
Yeah, whatever. Well, what's league circle ever done for me?
That's because you're on the outside of the circle.
Exactly. If you were inside the circle, you'd love the league circle.
League circles.
Amin's in a league circle.
I'm in the league circle. I know things.
How many championship rings does Amin have compared to Zaz?
Well, how many gold medals does Zaz have compared to Amin?
He didn't even leave
Same
the country.
amount?
Get out of here.
I don't need
The
to.
same amount.
No. Gold medal winning. Right here.
Zaz used to be in a league circle.
Now he's out.
Now he's outside the league circle.
Got kicked out.
But he can be in the battle court.
Nobody
league
got
circle.
kicked out.
That's
Are there
what I
league
heard.
triangles, squares, just circles?
Just circles.
In league circles, they say you got kicked out.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either, Billy.
I don't know what they're doing
I
here.
don't like it either.
Mike was right. 38-yard rushing touchdown. The first touchdown of any kind of Joe Flacco's career. I just watched it. It was a play-action QB boot. He runs down the sideline, even like jukes back in to use a wide receiver as a blocker
How?
and then
He's like
back
the
out to the
slowest
end.
guy now.
It's like slow motion.
Rookie
It's unbelievable.
Joe Flacco. I remember where I was. Once you see that, you never forget
I
it.
got to take this thing for a walk.
The Browns also play the Bills and the Niners out of, in their schedule. So this is someone at the NFL doesn't like Cleveland.
Jimmy Haslam, Jimmy Sexton, Peyton Manning, Nick Saban, Arch Manning.
This is Juju. He's got a new show.
Welcome back. The Alley Oop has returned.
How many damn jerseys do you have?
It's about basketball, hoops, and hoopers.
But with a Celtic jersey, it ain't even
It's
hanging
right
nowhere.
here. I got to look. It's right here behind the Juju. You don't make me broke my wall.
I'm trying to get us away from calling him the Joker because the other nickname on his page is Big Honey. And I just think Big Honey is a way better nickname.
Don Staley and them girls back at it again. And she gonna pull up Prada down, Chanel, Gucci, and Louis. It don't even matter. Them Auburn Tigers, bro. Them boys 35 years old each player. None of them brothers got a hairline amongst any of them.
But maybe you're wondering, where can I see it or hear it? Tell us, Juju.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@DLS Hoops, baby. Do you need to understand it more? Do you need me to point at some visual explanations? Well, here you go. Go here or here This is a penguin. This is a kangaroo. Go here, not there. Go here, not there. No, never go there. Now, never go here right now. Are you tired of seeing my ugly mug and you just want to listen to the show? Tell them where to listen to it, Francois.
You can hear Alley Oop through the DLS podcast feed everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Please subscribe to us, you feel me? I appreciate all the subscriptions. And we need to pump it up, though. Pump up the volume. Dance, dance, dance. Subscribe right now.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Is that guy really named Francois? The guy does the voiceover? Or is that just Juju making up a name?
I believe him.
All right.
I believe Juju.
We welcome in David Samson. Nothing personal with David Samson. You get that every single morning, wherever you get podcasts. David, welcome to the show. And I guess we got to start with a topic that's been burning on Greg Cody's mind, which is the collapse of the Miami Marlins.
Can you call it a collapse?
Well, it's kind of like the slow death march. Is that better?
It was pretty predictable, wasn't it? When they got hot, they sweep the Yankees at home. They're a little over 500. People are looking at the wild card standings.
And then Jeremy started covering their games.
And it's like, they're going to lose 8 of 9, right? And it's happening.
Sorry.
Do you know the worst thing that happened to the Marlins was all the winning they did right before the deadline?
Why?
And I don't want to yuck on the yum because it was super exciting. And I was at one of the Yankee games. I loved seeing Marlins Park sold out and all the people there. But what it did is it made the owner, Bruce Sherman, and it made the GM, President of Baseball Ops, Peter Bendix, sort of rethink what they were going to do at the deadline. And so they ended up not trading some of the players they should have traded because they had this thought that, wow, we're actually this team, not the team that we thought we'd be in real life, which is a team that wasn't going to compete for a playoff spot. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe all the analytics were wrong and that we can catch the NL wildcard leaders. Except that wasn't realistic. And so what do? If you make the trades and you trade Sandy and you trade Cabrera, all of a sudden the fans say, oh, it's the same old, same old. And Greg Cody, you would be on this show right now. If the Marlins had sold at the deadline and then lost a bunch of games, you would be MFing them saying same old, cheap ass, hate the owner. But they didn't do it, and now they're losing, and now you're despondent also, which means, Greg, you're just always despondent.
No, there's a couple of things at play here. First of all, Cabrera had genuine trade value, and it depends on what they could have gotten for him, whether or not I would have liked the trade. The equation is also that Sandy, his trade value went way down this season. I mean, his ERA was over 8 for much of the season. I don't think they would have gotten all that much for him, so they were sort of do you disagree, David? They were sort of backed into a corner in terms of trading Sandy. They just couldn't get what they thought he was worth. True?
So it's funny. Players are worth exactly what you can get, and what your job is to have better baseball people. And if you want to be the Rays, which is what Bruce Sherman has said, I want to be the Rays. So to be the Rays, you have to identify players that other teams don't realize are going to be good, but you know they're going to be good once you have them. Then any trade you can win. The Rays win every trade with players you've never heard of because they have a baseball department that identifies value and projects greatness in a way that other teams just aren't good at. I was terrible at that, but it doesn't matter.
So they got Peter Bendix from the Rays because of that. And so who was behind not being active on the trade deadline? Was it the owner or was it Bendix, do you imagine?
Oh, I imagine it was just the owner.
Oh,
I
really?
imagine the owner said, I don't want to take any heat. I don't want to do a quote-unquote fire sale. I want to take advantage of the possibility of winning games and being a playoff team and being – it turns out what this Marlins team is like, they're a lot like the 06 Marlins, with a bunch of young players, fun to watch, interesting, going to win games, and then going to end up, I don't know, 79 and 83 at best. That's not terrible. You can even win Manager of the Year that way, but it certainly doesn't give you playoff revenue.
But, I mean, in defense of the Marlins, they did identify players that other people didn't value, and Kyle Stowers and Marcy, Augustin Ramirez, and they just had a price set on people like Sandy, on Edward Cabrera, who are still under team control for years to come. So they decided, you know what, we're not going to get what we want for them. We can revisit this in the offseason. We can revisit this next year. We don't have to sell them now. They're still under team control. They're not free agents that are just going to leave and it's now or never.
So the thing about pitchers, now with hitters, I agree with you. During season deals with hitters, it's rare to really get a huge deal. Now you've got the Sotos. In theory, what happened with Suarez going to Seattle, but it's bullpen arms and it is starting pitchers where their value is greater right at the deadline where you can extract something. And I really would prefer you not to keep mentioning Stowers and Jeremy will back me up on this. Stowers was a throw-in in the Norby-Stowers trade, just like an extra guy to make it a 2-for-1 for Trevor Rogers.
David, that's
but
the
look
point.
What happens.
David, that's the point, that they saw something in Stowers that the Orioles didn't. You just said that's what their job is to do.
What they thought is they were getting the value of Norby, and now Stowers, you are going to get players who outperform what your expectation was to the positive. The key is to get the principals back in a trade who other teams are willing to make as principals who you value as greater. So while Sandy may have an ERA of 6, there were teams out there that would have traded for Sandy. The question is, could they identify players who they felt would add value at a smaller number? Because you're right, Sandy's under control. And I don't have it in front of me, but I want to say he's $17 million a year for the next 2 years. But you also have Stanton at $10 million a year for the next 2 years. People forget about that, but that's a huge part of the Marlins payroll here going forward. And that's a player not playing for you. Therefore, what you want to do is have a pitcher not making $17 million a year. You want to have guys that are all pre-arbitration eligible, maybe in their first year of arbitration. You want that to be the makeup of your rotation, because then it can smell a lot like 2003, where you can bring in a veteran who's at the $10 million range, let's say, as a complement in your rotation.
Jeremy, you're going to back him up? He said you would back him up. You going to back him up?
So Stowers was another piece in that trade. I just think it actually, like Chris said, it proves the point of being able to identify players whose value is low and being able to turn them into another piece. So you look at, again, Billy brought up Jacob Marcy. Jacob Marcy considered by many as a throw-in into that trade. But if you look back at Peter Bendix's comments when the trade for Luis Arias was made, he really valued Marcy from the jump and his plate discipline. Since he's come up to the major leagues, he literally has the best eye in baseball and leads across several different categories. Now it's 18 games, but you're seeing the dividends of what they believed in, which is the approach. That's not to say that he'll drive the ball the way that he is as a center fielder consistently through the rest of his career. But Otto Lopez, another guy who they identified, who was DFA'd, who's been a really productive player for them. They have been, even for that matter, a nothing trade. Nick Fortes, who didn't have a ton of value. They identify Matthew Etzel, who's been ripping the ball and already promoted from AA to AAA. So they have thus far been in that space, and the debate that you will see is ultimately, will Edward Cabrera and Sandy Alcantara, if they're moved, be moved for the value that the Marlins were looking for? Because their decision at the deadline was to not move those guys because they set a bar for what it is that they wanted, and no team surpassed that bar ultimately. You can look at other complementary pieces and say, sure, maybe they should have been moved, but there are other starting pitchers who just simply did not get offers for them.
David,
That's where we disagree, Jeremy, because I don't believe it was about a bar not being met. I believe what happened is the team was so competitive that they actually changed what their plan was. And that's a big difference. And when you look at a team like the Rays and a bunch of really good teams, they don't change their plan based on a small sample size. So, for example, when you have an untimely winning streak and get yourself back to 500, the problem there is that it really shouldn't change what you were going to do. And the plan always was to move Sandy at this deadline. Now, is it possible that they set the bar at a Cy Young level and the true bar was at a very good $17 million pitcher where 7 teams would want him? But I think what happened is they were told at the top, and you're never going to get Bruce to admit this, but I think, and it's good for fans, they want this. Fans of the Marlins have always wanted this, so I'm happy it happened, but it can really set you back. But I love the owners saying, hey, man, we're playing well. Let's see if we can ride this out.
So it's interesting to me, David, because you say there, you don't want to change plan based on a small sample size. I find it hard to believe that Peter Bendix would change the plan for the future based on a, small sample size of the team performing a few games under 500 throughout half the season. But you think that it's the owner who made the call, we're standing pat, we're not selling off anything.
I promise you that doesn't come from a GM. I promise you the decision to buy or sell is made by 30 men, not president of baseball ops. Owners have the final say in whether you are buying or selling and how much salary you can take on, whether or not you're able to take on money, whether you have to shed money. I promise you, it's not just meddling owners in the way you describe them. It's 30 owners make that decision.
David, let me ask you this. Setting aside the right of last, basically the buck stops here of the owner says, my way is the highway, right? If you, as the president of baseball ops, your owner comes to you and say, look, I know what you're saying from a strategic standpoint. It makes sense to sell right here, but they're going to kill me if we do that. Look, is there any part of you that's like, all right, that makes sense, beyond them just telling you, hey, you got to do it because I said so?
I mean, I had 18 years of arguing with the owner up and arguing with the GM down about things that we were doing, not just at the deadline, but during the offseason. Where as president, I had to take into account what the finances of the team were. I had to take into account millions of other things other than, are we getting value for this player at this time? You're looking at an overall team budget. You're looking at the industry. You're looking at a work stoppage that could be happening. So you've got a lot of other things on your mind. So I lost plenty of arguments up. I gave in plenty of times down the chain. So that's what being a president is of any company, is that you have to decide when you're gonna make a stand and realize that at the end of the day, hey, if Dan wants something, Dan's going to get it.
How many
On
times
the other side, it's my job to tell an owner, to tell a GM, but I'd like you to understand a few other things that are going on that may require you to reevaluate your position.
Right. So how many times did you win that argument up?
Actually, you win it more than you realize. You aim for 51%. You'd like to win more than you lose every argument you have, both up or down. And there were some years when you're doing it long enough, some years you're 80-20, some years you're 20-80. It really depends. When we were chasing Amy, I'll tell you the biggest loss I ever had was after Jose died. I thought that we should start rebuilding, that we couldn't win and we should be making a bunch of trades. And the owner said, forget it. Let's sign a free agent pitcher. Let's try to replace him. We'll bring in oh, come on, Jeremy, the guy who pitched the no-hitter.
Jeremy.
Henderson Alvarez?
No.
Jeremy.
Edinson Volquez?
Edinson Volquez.
Finally.
Edinson Volquez.
Wasting
Thank you.
our time.
Did you have that one, Jeremy?
I mean, I had it with my second guess.
No, he didn't know. He's an idiot.
I was going to guess Pablo Lopez. David, what's going on with Kyle Tucker?
Can you imagine what is going on there? The guy is slumping, no doubt, but Cubs fans are booing him. He doesn't run out a ground ball. I get it, but this guy is the middle of your lineup, and you want him to re-sign as a free agent. And then on top of that, you're despondent because you were passed by a Brewer team that is winning games at a historic rate, having this huge hamburger-laden win streak, and now you say, we're going to rest them a couple days. They're in the middle of a 5-game series against the Brewers. Now's when you're going to rest them because you think you have a better team with Kyle resting? Give me a small break. You got to play him. Play it through. He's slumping. He'll get a little duck fart. He'll get something. He'll get a seeing-eye ground ball, and he'll be fine. He's got to play.
David, you mentioned the Brewers and the current pace that they had a 14-game win streak snapped the other afternoon. And it brings me to Cubs manager Craig Counsell, former Brewers player,
Yes.
former Brewers manager. Craig Counsell also grew up in Milwaukee. Why is Craig Counsell lying about George Webb hamburgers?
It's so stupid. Just to give the background, Craig Counsell said, yeah, I've never heard of George Webb, don't know what it is. And then they found, because it's easy to find, you don't have to be on the dark web with Tony's guy to find a quote from 2018 where Craig Counsell, when the Brewers last won 12 in a row and everyone got free burgers, all of a sudden Counsell was like, yeah, this is awesome. We're getting free burgers for everyone. We've been thinking about this a lot as a team. And then 7 years later, I don't even know what that is. That's just Craig Counsell. His sphincter's tightening up. He's looking up at the Brewers for a second year in a row, having gone to Milwaukee. And remember, in Chicago, they only look up at the Brewers when it's geographic. They look down on Milwaukee almost every other way, every other time. But now they're looking up at them in the standings again, and they're getting tight. They're getting nervous. They're benching Tucker. They're lying about burgers. You know what? I got an idea. Win some games.
Wow. Told you, Zaz, 2 weeks ago. Craig Counsell, interesting conversation.
David, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, went on a broadcast and started saber rattling about expansion and realignment. How realistic is expansion at this point for MLB?
It's a guarantee. I mean,
Really?
It is as guaranteed as the sunset tonight in Miami, and it will always be in the West. We talked about geographic realignment in a strategic planning committee meeting 10 years ago, where we were going to have 32 teams. We didn't name the other 2 teams, but 32 teams, 8 divisions, 4 teams, Mets and Yankees together, Dodgers, Angels together, Cubs, White Sox together, Rays, Marlins together. That was a big one. I raised my hand. What about the Rays, Marlins? We got to get that. They were like, yeah, whatever, Dave. So you guys can all have 8,000 people. So it is it's a real thing. There's going to be expansion, and it will happen once Tampa is sold and once that ballpark starts getting built. The Vegas ballpark is getting built, theoretically, and that will be done by 28 or 29. But all of this is going to come out in the CBA negotiations that are starting right now. People aren't talking about this, but the CBA negotiations, they've started. Now, it's not NLRB official or anything like that, so they haven't decided whether they're going to meet with a square table or a round table, but there's constant communication between the union and the commissioner's office, and what will be in this new CBA will be expansion, realignment, expanded playoffs. So we're going to hear a lot about these things, but we're not going to see it actually, my guess is, until 2030, which may sound like it's far away, but I reminded someone today that we're as close to 2030 as we are far from COVID.
David, why does there need to be realignment? Like, what does that do?
Oh, how does it make sense to you that the Mets and Yankees are not in the same division? I'm just asking, like think about that.
In a way it does, because then they can meet in the World Series, theoretically.
Who cares? It's not like they're riding a bus.
So they could still meet in the World Series, but they could also meet in the playoffs, whether you have 1v16 and expanded playoffs or 2 conferences of 8 playoff teams each, and it's 1v8. But it's just better for players. It's better for travel. Interleague used to be a super cool thing. Back when the American League and National League would never play each other until the World Series. When Interleague was introduced, it was a huge thing. Now it's like a Tuesday. There's Interleague every day in baseball. No one gives a flying rat's pituitary gland. So what do? You get rid of it. You forget about it, and you expand, you realign, and you've got Dodgers, Angels, who are a natural rival. It's amazing. Imagine like Padres, Dodger. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. My hand was raised for geographic realignment. Put me in a division. Get rid of the Mets. Put me in with the Braves and the new team in Nashville, let's say, and the Rays and us, and let's go.
Yeah, but now the Citrus Series means nothing.
Correct. It always meant nothing.
What?
But now it really means nothing.
So would it be like Eastern Conference, Western Conference, like that?
We couldn't come to agreement. So I don't know if they've come to agreement since then on whether you'd actually have conferences, whether you'd officially get rid of the American League and National League, which I think you would, the way they got rid of it with umpires all those years ago. Greg is probably the only one who remembers that umpires used to have AL and NL on their hats.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the case anymore. Now they're all major league umpires. So I think the whole thing with the leagues, it may be done.
Wow.
So the new Southeast Division would be Miami, Tampa, Atlanta, and Nashville. What a horrible division.
Oh, my God. It's like what's horrible about it?
It's an expansion team. It's the Marlins. Tampa is not a sexy team. They don't draw big TV
They don't even have a stadium.
It's like
it's a balanced schedule, Greg. You play everybody anyway.
Yeah, but Atlanta is going to dominate that division.
You need more nationals?
If you play everyone anyways, then what difference does it make what division the teams are in?
I can't figure it out, Billy.
I mean,
I don't know.
Like, why are we fighting for realignment if you're just going to play everyone the equal amount of time?
Don't you play more against the division? Is that format going to change? Don't you play more
I think
games?
it'll be a completely balanced schedule. But again, that has not come to fruition yet. We don't know what will happen. So it's all gonna work itself out. But you originally asked me, will there be expansion? Yes, guaranteed. Owners want those expansion fees to pay down debt. 2, will there be realignment? Guaranteed. Will it be as absolutely epic as full geographic realignment, the type that we talked about 10 years ago? You got to get 23 votes. And I would say it's not a guarantee, but it's close.
David, before we let you go, what movie are you reviewing for us today?
Have any of you watched Freaky Tales?
No.
What is that?
I just learned about it today.
Freaky Tales on HBO Max. Is Pedro Pascal in every movie that's made now?
Yes.
Contractually. He has to
I think you're right. I think he has to be in every movie in some way, shape, or form, because every time I turn on a movie, he's in it. This is a 1980s movie, except it's new. It takes place in 1987 in Oakland. And you forget what was going on in Oakland around the Alameda Coliseum back there. It's a great 80s movie, but it's also got a horror component, but not like jump scare, but like gore. And it's done in segments like Love Actually, where somehow they all relate at the end, but you're not sure how. And then they do. And then all of a sudden, Pedro Pascal gets stabbed, and then he's bleeding in a way that looks gross, but you're like, that's not real.
Wow.
Come on, man.
It's
I'm
just
gonna fire it up.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. It came out this year. It's a brand new movie. What are you doing?
Way to ruin it, Samson.
You think that I've ruined the plot saying that Pedro gets bloodied.
I'm just saying, if you were explaining it, if somebody was like, oh, this sounds cool, I want to watch it, and then all of a sudden you're like, he dies. It's like, whoa.
It's you could have said a character gets stabbed and it looked fake or whatever. You didn't have to say Pedro got stabbed.
Imagine
It's a
going to
wild
Titanic.
David Tuesday.
Someone tells you, hey, the boat's going to sink at the end. You'd be like, what?
Shock of my life. Thank you, David. Nothing personal with David Samson. Catch it wherever you get podcasts. And we transition seamlessly to another guest. We've got my guy, Taylor Twellman.
Yes, and I'll let you know when he's here.
Oh,
At some
okay.
point in time. Hey,
Never
Zaz,
mind.
what were they chasing those kids out of the house? What happened in that movie? Since
Weapons?
Since we're just spoiling movies. Why are the kids running?
I'm not going to spoil because I
Why?
don't like spoilers and I don't want anyone to get mad. But I'll tell you what, man, it's not what you think. I found out why those kids. That's why I had to see Weapons right away. I gotta know. I had to know why they were running out of the house
Why?
at
Just tell me.
2:17 a.m. to not return. And I know now because I saw the movie.
Is it worth seeing in the theater or can I just wait till
Yeah,
it comes out?
horror
on streaming?
movies you want to see in the theater if you can see it in the
I don't
theater.
believe that.
I don't like that.
I
Someone
don't
walks
believe that
down
at
the aisle, you're like, this person's going to kill us all. I don't like it.
I just, to me, I honestly don't know what gets me to. I used to say I know what gets me to a theater. If it's like a big budget, like Avengers style thing,
yeah,
I'm going to the theater. And now I've reached a point where I'm like, nah, man, it's pretty much like, do I feel like watching?
No, I hear you. Movies are expensive too, man.
So to me, like Naked Gun, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait. I want to go see what.
See,
it's about.
that's the kind of movie that I don't think you need to see in the theater.
I don't think I needed to see in the theater, but I knew I didn't want to wait. That was the thing for me. It's like I don't want to wait. I want to watch this immediately.
I have to see all superhero movies in the theater, and I have to see them right away. And I go with my boys. It's a thing we do. We see all horror movies in the theater.
Kevin Feige must hate me when I say this, man, but Disney Plus made me be like, I'm not going to pay for any of these movies ever again. I'm just going to wait. So Thunderbolts, still haven't seen it.
They got to earn your dollar now.
They're not even earned. Like, it's not happening. Like, I'm trying to think, what's a Marvel movie on the horizon that I'm like, I might go see that.
Doomsday?
No.
How about the next Spider-Man?
No.
Really? That franchise is good.
It is good, but I just...
We had No Way Home.
I know.
The last one was great.
It was great. I've reached that point where I'll watch it when it comes out on streaming.
Here's the thing, though, and this is also part of why I have to see the movie in the theater and I have to see it right away. I don't want spoilers.
Oh, I mean, I've actually gotten pretty good at avoiding. So Superman, I still haven't seen Superman. But I'm like...
That's a movie you got to see in the theater, man.
Just wait, man. Like, it's going to be on HBO Max in no time.
But if you wait, it's not going to be in the theater anymore.
No, I got a pretty big TV, Zaz.
You
and
know,
a nice
movie
sound
theater
system,
TV.
man. Like,
wow, I didn't realize Amin with his big theater.
Look, man. You have the Zaslow Mansion.
I do.
I have the El Hassan Manor.
Well,
Manors are better than mansions.
Now we know one of us has a lot more opulence than the
I'll
other.
say seeing Naked Gun in theaters was a great experience because there's nothing like the communal laugh of a really good comedy. Like I saw No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence comedy in theaters, and I think completely changed my perspective on how much I love that movie. Because when I saw it in theaters, everybody was cracking up.
That's a funny movie.
And there's something about that experience that makes you really love it later on. Oh my God.
Impassioned debate.
Oh, he's back!
The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fellas, it's been a while.
Where you been?
I got into some other podcasts, other business ventures and whatnot. I basically just follow you guys through the social clips. And then yesterday, I saw you guys talking about the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation. I was like, all right, maybe check back in with these guys. And now, look at the conviction. He has one side, you've got another. It's just vintage. That's really good stuff.
We brought it back.
First time, long time. How you guys doing? It's great out here. I'm loving it. Great couple of months. Everything's going great.
You run into anybody fun?
Oh, yeah, mostly in the cabinet. I'm in charge of getting rid of the windmills. Don't like those. Kill a lot of birds.
Are birds real?
No, that's between me and the big guy. We're the two other guys.
Thank you very much, Dirty Demon of Debate.
One of them will be back tomorrow.
Which one?
The other one.
Tune in to find out.
Jeremy, I went to Naked Gun, and I had like the opposite thing where I was many times the only person to laugh because people didn't get the joke.
Do you feel weird about that?
Man. No, it empowers me to laugh louder and harder.
Yeah, you like to be the only guy laughing.
Yeah.
Makes you feel smarter.
Naked Gun was good for a few of those where I would laugh and I would just laugh louder because the group that I was with got it, but I mean, come on. That Janet Jackson joke was a banger. Where are you folks?
I laughed so hard at that, and everyone was like, I could hear it's not even like that's not funny. It's just like this confusion, like, what?
How do you not get this joke? Yeah. The Black Eyed Peas, deadpanning. There's a couple of really good moments there.
What a great movie. But to go back to what we were talking about, I don't know.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, what's going to get me into a theater?
There's a lot of people where...
What are the next big movies that are coming out? Like just whatever, from whatever.
Did Deadpool Wolverine get you out?
It did.
I
saw that in the
What
theater.
a movie.
Yeah, that was a great
I do think Doomsday is
gonna be a monster.
It's such a winner when you just get all these people back. I know it's a mess and it's convoluted.
They gotta this is what I think about a lot when I think about Endgame and all those things. It was you could feel it build that crescendo of like, what's next? Even Captain Marvel, we're back in 1994, like, cool. What's next? Endgame. We're like, oh my God. It was tantric. And now it's just like, Thunderbolts came out like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm like, I'll wait. I have no sense of urgency.
That's because the quality dipped for an extended period of time and things got too messy with all these timelines. And there's a great rebundling. That's a term that I read on the internet yesterday.
I love a good bundle. Everybody knows that.
It's a great rebundling, and I think that they're going to try to give you all the nostalgia and then put all the old guard away and then start right back from the beginning with new casting for, the Central Avengers, the Iron Mans, the Captain Americas of the world. We hit reset on that, and you start anew.
Yeah. Zaz, Endgame, obviously, like I said, was such a great, great crescendo to all that they were building. Endgame is also a time travel movie.
Yes.
You have a top 5
Oh, yeah, baby.
time travel movies.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows, if you know one thing about me, you know that I love time travel movies.
Time travel movies.
If you know two things about me, you know that I love time travel movies and prison movies.
Wow, yes.
Those are my movies. I will see them for sure. But I have a top 5 time travel movies. I got some OLI as well. Ready?
I've also crafted a list as well. Do we want to do alternating? Or how do we want to do this?
Yeah, you can battle. Go back and forth.
All right.
Oh, we're do alternating?
Yeah.
You're doing for time travel too?
Do your OLIs first, both of you.
Is it a competition? Did Greg decide the winner? Who has a better list?
I like this.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm ready.
OLI, Back to the Future. Now, Back to the Future is only an OLI for me because it's too easy.
Disrespectful.
If everybody, if you know anything about me, you know that I never do anything that's too easy. So Back to the Future is an OLI.
You got some brass on you, boy. OLI, Hot Tub Time Machine. It's fun. How does time travel work? You go through a hot tub.
1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
2 was a little derivative.
Greg, who's winning so far?
It's OLIs.
That's not an OLI.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
1-0.
did not-
But
Sure
doesn't
looks
that,
like it. Look
that
at my
means
list.
his list could be better, though, if
I know,
that's
but
an OLI.
thus far, I think he's cheated by putting a high-ranking movie
Cheated.
as an OLI.
Let's see how it goes.
OLI, The Butterfly Effect.
That movie.
That's like the only good Ashton Kutcher
Ashton
movie.
Kutcher, yeah, let's say.
That's a good movie.
That movie I saw when I was younger, I watched it a couple years ago. Man, that first 10 minutes is jarring. I did not remember how wild like the setup is for how everything's so broken.
He's very controversial these days, Ashton Kutcher. But that was a good movie. I like that movie.
Him and his wife. OLI, Deadpool 2. Cable comes back from the past to kill the kid.
Yep.
And they got to figure out, like, hey, do you kill the kid who grows up to be this awful person? Or...
Would you kill the kid?
Yeah, I'm kind of like Team Cable on this. And Deadpool's thing is like, you can change. Anyone can change. I'm like, I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. OLI, The Adam Project. I love this movie.
This is Ryan Reynolds?
I love that movie so much. It's really funny because it's your typical Ryan Reynolds type humor. Big time travel. It's got a lot of heart. It's got a family aspect to it. It's got great action, great music. Zoe Saldana's in it, looking very, very cute. I love The Adam Project.
OLI, Next.
What is that?
That's the Nicolas Cage movie where he can see into the future like 5 minutes at a time. So then he actually lives it and then goes back in time 5 minutes and then redoes it the right way. So he becomes like an incredible gambler. He's trying to, what's the name of the girl in that movie that he's trying to holler at, Mike? Doesn't matter.
I don't remember Next.
Oh, wow.
Great premise.
No.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I remember Bangkok Dangerous, where the soup was hot.
With the deaf girl? Right.
Hot. It was hot.
Do you have any more OLI? Because I don't.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel, there you go. And he tried to holler at Jessica Biel, and he fails, and then he goes back 5 minutes early, and he does it again, and he fails, and he keeps doing it until he figures out what the right way to do it is.
It's hot. Hot.
Here we go. Number 5, Zaz.
12 Monkeys.
Pitt got nominated for that.
Bruce Willis got sent back into the past? Or,
Oh, yeah, he's all over the place. Brad Pitt, maybe Brad Pitt's performance of his career. He's incredible in that movie. Bruce Willis, of course. That movie's wild. 12 Monkeys, that's a good movie. Good time travel movie.
Number 5, Avengers Endgame. Although they try to clarify that it's not quite time travel.
It's a heist movie, I think.
It's a heist movie, but also they say it's not time travel because you're going in different realities of time. All right. Number 4.
Arrival. Amy Adams, Jeremy. That movie, what, you crazy? That movie's incredible. You've never seen a movie like Arrival.
I've seen a bunch better.
Time, it's linear.
Number 4. Back to the Future 3.
Really? That's what you're doing?
They went back to the 1880s, and I was like, oh, man, I wish I could live in the 1880s.
What a cheap way out.
Mad Dog Buford.
Yeah, you got
Tannen.
it.
There you go.
got it.
Buford Mad Dog Tannen.
Didn't the Ninja Turtles time travel? In Ninja Turtles
TMNT 3. Yep.
Yeah.
That's Cinephobe episode.
Right.
Look it up.
Well, wait, maybe that'll be on the list.
Number 3.
It's the same movie as Deadpool 2, only it was made before it, and that's Looper.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
Yep.
Looper with, what's his face? He's got the 3 names.
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, Emily Blunt, Paul Dano as well. That scene with him early on in the movie, that really sets the tone. And Jeff Daniels plays a gangster in that movie.
Yeah.
Looper, again, it's the same movie as Deadpool 2. Looper's so good.
I like
love that
Looper.
movie.
Looper's a good movie. You mentioned Emily Blunt. She's in my number 3, Edge of Tomorrow.
Live, die, repeat.
Nope. It's Edge of Tomorrow Forever.
Live, die, repeat.
That's the cool name. Live, Die, Repeat sounds corny. Edge of Tomorrow? Shit. That got me to the theaters. I heard that movie, Edge of Tomorrow, I'm there. Number 2.
X-Men Days of Future Past.
Damn.
Incredible movie.
That's a
Mike
good one.
Ryan, I don't like the way you looked at me with the side eye there. Do you have any idea what a good movie is?
Yeah, it was all right.
No, that was a great movie. He's right.
That's a great.
I'm regretting it's not on my
movie.
list right now. That's how good
wordy
that movie
title.
is.
Wordy.
Who's winning so far, Greg? Just check in here.
You know, so far I have only heard of one of the movies mentioned.
All right,
Okay.
Back to the Future.
No, 12 Angry Men.
Oh, this is your first time hearing
12
Back to the
Angry Men.
Future?
Repeat a few movies back.
So
that
who
you've
had
heard.
12 Angry Men? I think that was Zaz,
Star
right?
Trek 2.
Yeah.
12 Monkeys.
12 Angry Men.
Whatever.
12 Angry Men.
It's
No,
a
he's
jury.
fine. He's fine.
Martin Landau's
movie.
time traveling in the movie.
Fantastic.
Number 2.
That was number 2.
Oh,
You
number
got
two.
it,
Number
too.
2. Back to the Future 2. Remember what 2015 looked like? That was cool.
Your list is cheap, man.
No, man, it's not cheap. Wait till you get to my number 1.
Yeah,
You'll
okay.
never believe what it is.
Okay.
What's your number 1?
Interstellar. That's the greatest time travel movie. Come on now. It's Christopher Nolan's best film. It's an incredible. They're on the planet. Every hour they're on the planet, they lose 7 years.
That's not time travel. That's just living.
When you're in a wormhole, that's time travel.
That's not time travel.
Don't tell me that if there's a wormhole, we're not talking about time travel.
It's time travel. The book. No. There's time travel. And Matt Damon, scoundrel.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is. He's
Yep.
got a
Bad
moment.
man.
My number 1. You mean to tell me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? Come on, man. Doc. The scar you had, you fell off your toilet, and that's the day you
Greg
developed
is
the flux
clapping.
capacitor.
And I can't wait to see which TMC classic he's got.
1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. It can't be done. It can't be done, Heine. Come on, man.
Yes, it's an
It
incredible
is
movie.
the quintessential
Yes.
time travel movie.
That's
But
the winner.
it's so
Back
your
to
list
the
is so
future.
cheap
What
though.
would it be like if I met my mother and father when they were in high school?
Yes, the winner. Back to the Future.
Thank you. We bringing Taylor Tolman right here?
Let's go to break. We'll bring him
Let's
right
go to
back.
break. All right. Taylor Tolman next.
There was no beginning. Oh, we just went to commercial break.
Thinking Big with Kevin Hart.
I'm very excited about doing this because this is a human being I'm very curious about. His insatiability, his conquering, his ability to be, I think I can say this, if not the most successful comedian in America, the most popular comedian in America. Usually stadiums don't get sold out. Kevin Hart, thank you for being here. I am really interested in finding out how you're built. Your friend Neil Brennan tells me, ask him about his past and you will understand why he can't stop working and why he will never stop working.
That's very true.
This is Juju. He's got a new show.
The alley-oop has returned.
It's about basketball, hoops, and hoopers.
I'm trying to get us away from calling him the Joker because the other nickname on his page is Big Honey. And I just think Big Honey is a way better nickname.
Subscribe to youtube.com/@DLS Hoops. Do you need me to point out some visual explanations? Well, here you go.
And without further ado, we go right to the guest line. We bring in Taylor Twellman. He is the lead analyst for Apple TV's MLS coverage and, of course, former USMNT member. And don't forget Inter Miami. Mike Ryan's Inter Miami. Face off against Tigres in the League's Cup quarterfinals tomorrow night on Apple TV+. Taylor, welcome to the show. And
what's up, boys?
Not much, man. We chilling over here. First of all, do you have any favorite time travel movies?
No, I don't. I was really excited and captivated by your conversation, so that was wonderful. Thanks for bringing me in on that.
I always try. I try to be inclusive over here. Taylor, before we start talking about the league,
maybe Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's
You know
good.
what I mean?
Of course that counts. Of
Wow,
course.
late answer.
See,
Okay.
you had one.
Yeah.
All right, well, you don't want to play this game? Come on now. Everyone loves
I
Seinfeld.
secretly did.
But before we get into the Leagues Cup quarterfinals, I wanted to ask you, there's been a lot of stuff on my timeline at least, sniping between current U.S. men's national team players and former U.S. men's national team players. And I'm used to this in basketball because we've got a big problem where we have this generational feud at all times where the young guys say the old guys couldn't play and they were all playing against plumbers, and the old guys say the young guys are soft and weak and all that stuff. And I'm wondering, has this always been a thing for U.S. soccer, or is this a new development?
I think the word you use is perfect, generational. I think the fact that everyone has an access to an individual that maybe the older generations didn't have, whether it's podcasts, whether it's Instagram, whether it's X, whatever it may be, they have immediate access to have an opinion, or in this case, a docuseries that I find very interesting that as a player, now I'm putting my former player hat on, going into a World Cup, I'm not completely sure I would have done this and given the access going into a World Cup where it is the biggest moment in U.S. men's soccer history where you're given insight into maybe your vulnerability, the fact that now we have parents coming into this, and I'm glad you brought it up. It even happened in the NBA. Halliburton's father was involved, whether or not it was in the Eastern Conference Final than the NBA Finals. Now we got Christian Pulisic's dad wanting to give his opinion. I don't care what generation you're from. Anytime when you're an adult and you bring your parents into a rock fight or a cat fight or however you want to describe this, that's never going to be in good sight. But the reality is this, it is more a generational thing than a soccer thing. But I find it very intriguing that all of a sudden going into a World Cup where you as a team have been lackluster, if I'm being polite, with your results over the last 24 months and coming off a World Cup where you already had a family feud with Reina and Berhalters and their family. I just find this to be really, really immature and missing the boat with timing of everything, especially 9 months before World Cup is in your backyard.
Taylor, am I wrong for saying that this is their identity, it would seem? Because this is a team that for the longest time, you were part of it. You knew the U.S. men's national team soccer identity. We'd try to get you with our athleticism. We'd counterattack, but you could always count on dogs, guys that would not just resign themselves to a talent disparity. And now it's just, let me get my dad involved in this. Let me fight for playing time politically and not on the pitch. And it's very confusing to me that you could always at least count on an American edge. Where are we in the international landscape where the U.S. still thinks that they've arrived to a point that they shouldn't have this edge?
It's amazing, buddy, the way you just put that, because the reality is this, first off, let's make this abundantly clear. The question of Christian Pulisic and his commitment to the national team was completely off base. He's always been committed, and he still will be committed. That's not what we're talking about here. But that's what got Christian Pulisic and his family upset. He could have nipped it in the bud, immediately releasing a statement of why he's not playing in the Gold Cup. And that is what U.S. soccer expected. Then it doesn't happen. You just hit the nail on the head. They created this own identity. It's nobody on the outside's fault that they are reacting and doing their job at the same time of giving their opinion of the situation that's going on. But the reality is this, and you hit the nail on the head again, Mike, is that the identity of this team is no longer, we're going to outwork you, we're going to have a dog in this fight, we're going to roll up our sleeves and do whatever we can to beat you. Now we're questioning whether or not you have that. And in 2014 World Cup in the United States, tied Portugal, should have won. They barely lost to Belgium, even though Tim Howard made 15, 16 saves, most saves ever. The question then, which is about 11 years ago, is how can the United States men compete with the top 10 countries in the world? But over the last 2 years, this generation lost a Copa America, couldn't advance in the group stage in their backyard. They lost to Canada in back-to-back games. They've lost to Panama in 3 straight games and not gotten a result, all in their backyard, all going into the World Cup. And you have the audacity to complain about criticism. Imagine if you were from Argentina or England or Brazil or Germany, the amount of pressure that would be on you. That's where you lose me with this, Mike. And so now we're having a conversation. I got to do the Le Batard Show and talking about, are the players committed to going into a World Cup in their backyard in the biggest moment of their lives? And we're talking about a docuseries where the analysts outside are being called evil. Mike, they have completely lost the plot to me, and they've created this on their own. But to think that they're the first generation to ever be criticized, you can miss me with that. That's never been the case. It's just now everybody's got a podcast, everybody's got a voice, so you hear it more. But it's getting to a point where it's ridiculous, and we're really talking about baby games here.
So there are some examples where all this drama, this soap opera element, really just take a chainsaw to a team's chances in the World Cup. We saw it with Spain. We've seen it with France before, where the soap opera gets to be too much. But we've also seen these galvanized host nations. South Korea went on an incredible run with a late managerial change. Russia, there was other stuff going on there, maybe some performance enhancers. Well, not maybe, but they were able to get it together as a host nation. Is the fact that, I know this is a shared World Cup, but is that enough to galvanize this team? Because right now we don't have much proof that they can just rally together under a banner and get all on the same page and put their egos aside. If there's ever an opportunity to do that, it's when you're the host nation.
Yes, the answer to that question is yes. And there is still a part of me that believes that 9-10 months from now, when the United States gets out of their group, they win a knockout round game, they maybe win a second one, all of us are going to look back at this and say, this is what galvanized the group together. There's always that possibility. You can't fret about yesterday and not really worry about tomorrow. You got to take care of today. And the reality is Christian Pulisic's coming off a weekend where he just scored a goal for Milan, and he looks like he's in good form. He's coming off the 2 best professional seasons of his career. Absolutely, this can galvanize the group. But if you're going to ask me if I'm confident about that, that's where I don't know. It's August 19th, 2025. In this moment, the fact that we're talking about a docuseries going into a World Cup, I don't fully believe in that. However, as a player, I will tell you this, that group can come together in spite of what they believe everyone on the outside is saying and what everyone on the outside is rooting for. And they can believe in that, and they can use that as motivation, and they can absolutely have the World Cup of their dreams. And then after that, look at all of us on the outside and say, I told you so. But that's what they have to do now because they brought more attention to them for negative reasons than they needed to. Mike, now they've got actually more pressure on them, which is kind of hard to believe because this is going to be the biggest moment in the men's national team program in the history. And I can't believe we're saying they've got more pressure on them now than they did about 2 months ago.
Taylor, moving back to MLS talk, Messi is leading the league with 19 goals in 19 matches. How much of that is he's just awesome, and how much of that is the competition still isn't quite up to snuff?
It's Messi being awesome. The fact that Messi goes to World Cup qualifiers at the age of 38 and contributes on the same level that he did 10 years ago, that will tell you that he's the unicorn. He is what he is, and this is what Messi is. Now, Father Time is knocking on the door. There's a few more nagging injuries that pop up here and there that didn't pop up 10 years ago. But for a player to come to Major League Soccer that Lionel Messi has done, and now Rodrigo de Paul, who is the defensive midfielder, the bodyguard of Messi for Argentina's World Cup team coming up in 8 months, for them to go to CONMEBOL in South America World Cup qualifying and still contribute at a high level, that tells you the level of Major League Soccer has risen, but also those players are just special. Messi is operating at a completely different level, and I can't believe we're still talking about him at the age of 38 because you can see declines in other players around the world when they hit this age. Messi's assist this past weekend, There's about 2 players in the history of the game that even saw that, let alone being able to pull that off, and Lionel Messi's one of them.
Taylor, best guess. Messi will lead Miami to an MLS Cup title, and will Messi be back next season for the debut in the new stadium?
I think Messi's will 100% open up the stadium for Inter Miami and Major League Soccer. I don't know if that's even really a debate right now. I think they're crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and getting that together. That's also why they're making signings like Rodrigo De Paul and other signings that are going to come. Winning MLS Cup is so tricky because they're one-off games and they're knockout round games, very similar to what we do in the NFL, where it's just a one-off game. And so there is this random optimizer, for lack of a better way, that if Miami's on the road and the goalkeeper for the other team stands on their head, FC Cincinnati beat Miami this year 3-0. So there is that one-off. But if everyone's fully fit come playoff time, the answer to your question is Lionel Messi and Inter Miami will be the front runners to win MLS Cup. But it's a big if everyone's going to be healthy.
Couple marquee signings into MLS recently. Sonny has got the hottest selling jersey in the world for LAFC, and Mueller's now at Vancouver. That's an interesting signing. More questions about their form and the stage that they're at in their careers than Messi had, where Messi was still very much recognized as a best player in the world. Sonny probably has more good football left in his tank than Mueller, but what is the early feedback from them being around these clubs?
Heung-Min Son has been brilliant, and for those of you watching the show, he has asked everyone in the United States to call him Sonny, so Mike, rightfully so, calling him Sonny. Good on you. It's a first for Major League Soccer to have the star from South Korea come to Major League Soccer, so he's brought eyeballs to Apple TV, he's brought eyeballs that maybe wouldn't have paid a lot of attention to Major League Soccer, so the off-the-field part of that, he's a home run. On the field, I think he's going to be better than people think. Now, he doesn't have the name of Lionel Messi or David Beckham or Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but it's very similar to Robbie Keane. And historically in Major League Soccer, Robbie Keane's one of the best winners in Major League Soccer history. He also made a move to Major League Soccer and still contributed at the international level. That's exactly what Sonny's going to do. I think LAFC really hit a home run with this. Thomas Mueller, I'm on the record and I'll be on the record. I don't know how to evaluate the signing. I love the fact that he's in Major League Soccer, but he did a 180 with 3 or 4 teams, Mike, in discussing contracts and where he wanted to play, how he wanted to play, what positions, to all of a sudden being playing in Canada for Vancouver. Now, he believes in the next 6 months, Vancouver's got the best shot to win the Western Conference and be an MLS Cup, but he's also got an option to get out of that contract. Now, what we don't know publicly, is it 100% a player option, or is it both Vancouver and his? Because I find that interesting. Is he coming here to test it, to see it, and then move on? He's there to win a trophy. Listen, he's won everywhere he's been in his life, whether it's with Germany or with Bayern Munich, but that's a difficult one to assess because I don't know how much is left in the tank, but I think Vancouver's a good enough team that they can help him acclimate himself, get him there, get him ready for the playoffs, and that's usually where the cream rises to the top.
Taylor, what did you make of MLS suspending Jordi Alba and Leo Messi for missing the All-Star game? I know Mike Ryan was pretty upset because he felt like, look, Inter had done all these things that brought money and attention to the
Club
MLS.
World Cup.
And as a result, they deserved the break. And some of us here on the show are like, no, that's the job. You got to just do it. So where did you land on that?
Well, someone that played in the All-Star game during congested schedules, it's a different league. I get that, but it is part of your obligation to represent Major League Soccer. In saying that, the Club World Cup was a huge part of this summer for Inter Miami. All it took for Inter Miami was Lionel Messi and Jorge Mas in Inter Miami to call the league and have a conversation into it. But as of the league and everything they've told me, Tuesday night before the All-Star game, which was Wednesday, they didn't really know. All I'm saying to Lionel Messi is, and Mike Ryan's 100% correct, but just make a phone call, have a conversation. Saturday night before the All-Star game, they played in New York against the Red Bulls, and all indications after that game was Messi and Alba were going to come. Here's the rebuttal that I would say to Inter Miami. Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, told Spanish media at the All-Star game the year before They came so they didn't get suspended. Why all of a sudden did that change this year? That's all I'm talking about. A simple phone call would have happened. I think Don Garber 100% made the right decision because the following game was against FC Cincinnati, and they had 2 players show up, Evander and Miles Robinson. However, Cincinnati would tell you they didn't play in the Club World Cup. So if Miami and MLS came to an agreement that Alba and Messi probably deserved the game off, I don't think anything would have been discussed. The problem is they didn't call MLS. They just thought it was assumed, and that's where I think Don Garber and MLS handled it perfectly.
Yeah, Inter Miami probably could have handled that better to get away from the suspension. What do you make generally, though, of the constant feather ruffling that Inter Miami does against the old guard in MLS, constantly pushing the boundaries? I remember when DePaul was initially signed, checked in with league sources, no one knew if this was a DP. No one knew if this was a TAM player. No one knew that, and just Inter Miami just kept pushing forward and essentially putting the onus on the league to figure it out. Yep. So what do you make of that? Because Inter Miami is not this old money. They have wealthy owners, but not the wealthiest. But they want to push this league forward in advance of this World Cup coming here.
They got aspirations, Mike, and I love that. We're in our 30th year of Major League Soccer. There's conversations and real conversations now about changing the schedule to the way Western Europe is. That's ultimately going to put more money in the owners' pockets because right now when the transfer windows come around, they're operating a little bit with one hand behind their back because other leagues around the world are operating different times. So maybe you pay 20% more and you could get 20% more for your players. They're going to evolve. Do I think the schedule will change? Absolutely. Do the roster restrictions, salary cap restrictions need to change in MLS? Absolutely. That's part of evolution. That's part of growth. Inter Miami is raising those questions. They're pushing the ball uphill now. Now, in saying that, you can't lose the competitive integrity of the league when other teams are operating under the assumption the rules are this in this present time. But I love people that challenge it because everyone's in the same boat, Mike. The World Cup is coming here in 9-10 months. It's the rocket ship to the moon, as Eddie Q and Apple will tell you. Well, in order to do that, you got to be ready with what's going to come after the World Cup. Part of that is changing the roster and salary cap rules. Part of that is changing the schedule. And that's the one thing MLS has done, maybe slower than others would like, but they still do it, is they will make changes that they see fit when it's necessary to grow the league. And I think Inter Miami has raised some good concerns about that. But all of that is about having the greatest player of all time in your backyard and bringing some of his friends. But I'm not sure Sonny, Thomas Mueller, 6 World Cup winners are in Major League Soccer. Think of that. Post Lionel Messi, that's in less than 2 years. 6 World Cup winners. They're asking questions of the league and they want it to grow. I'm all for that.
Taylor, do you hear other team executives maybe resenting the way Inter Miami goes about their business?
Yeah, but I think that's all out of jealousy, and that's a good thing. I think it's no different than sometimes what we ask about. You know, it's not really the same, but you know what I'm gonna say here. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Whenever there's this consternation regarding a team and an owner and a group of players, that's because they're probably doing something that you wish you could do. They have something that you wish you have. I love it. I think we need more villains in Major League Soccer because I think the leagues around the world, I think the leagues in all the other major sports in the United States, you have your villains, you have your enemies, the teams that you love to hate that you constantly want to beat. I think Inter Miami is one of those, and I think it's great for this league. I think it's back page stuff, as they like to say, in Europe and in England. I love everything about it. But to answer your question directly, absolutely you hear complaints and conversations and arguments, and I just sit there with a smirk on my face because I love it.
You can catch Taylor and the rest of the MLS season with the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV Plus. And, of course, Messi and Inter Miami host Tigres in a Leagues Cup quarterfinal match Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Apple TV Plus. Taylor Twellman, thank you for joining us.
Was Wayne's World time traveling or no?
No.
They did use that as an
Sort of.
effect.
Almost.
It's not central to the plot, but there were time travel elements.
All right. I'll give it to you. I'm
out of here.
All right. Thanks a lot.
That was some good breathing during that interview, Dad.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you on fire,
I was wondering
Greg.
what that sound
Christ,
was.
I was like, was the air on in here?
Greg's on fire. with
I
breathing
literally
into the
was.
mic.
Sometimes
You
I
want him to die? I don't understand.
Hold
He's
on.
not supposed to breathe?
Hold on. In Greg's defense, you've been chapping his ass saying get in front of a mic for months on end.
Finally.
And now he's right on top of the mic and you take issue with it? Shame on you.
Shame.
What are you
Shame.
talking about?
You know what they say, Christopher? Live life with a plum and alacrity.
Thank you, Billy.
I do say that.
Thank you very much.
Is that how you say that?
A plum and alacrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure Billy.
The big two.
was
Big
pronouncing it
two.
right.
Oh, alacrity is one word.
Yeah.
I've never heard that word either,
you
but
know-
I thought it was two words, like alacrity.
Oh,
No,
like
no.
one alacrity.
Yeah, what does
is you-
alacrity mean? Teach me something.
It means like you.
Well, you're back not in front of the mic. Cool.
You tackle life with enthusiasm and excitement.
Yeah, it's also not a plum like, the fruit. A
No,
plum.
it is,
Oh.
a plum.
Yeah. It's not like two, like
Oh,
a plum,
and
and
alacrity.
alacrity. They're not two
Plum.
separate things. Yeah.
Alacrity.
A plum means you tackle a hard task
Mm.
with great
It
self-confidence.
is crazy. That's two words. I thought that were two words. That's crazy.
Thought it was
Thank you for
4
teaching
words.
me something.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Time for weekend observations.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
All good.
I mean,
Thank you. Weekend observations presented by Miller Lite. Dan, every year it happens. It's annoying but necessary. Like how pollen season makes life go round, but also makes my life miserable. I don't need anyone to explain it to me. I just need it to happen without me noticing. I'm talking, of course, about people talking about fantasy football drafts.
Oh yeah.
I know it has to happen. Just don't talk to me about it. Sign up on DraftKings.com, by the way. Promo code Dan. Dylan Gabriel. Well, that's not a good one. Dylan! There it is. Dylan Gabriel. Saying they're entertainers and they're competitors. Then clarifying, oh, that wasn't about Shedeur Sanders. By claiming he's been saying it about the media for years, despite no evidence of him ever saying it. The Stugotz is strong in you. Haywood Highsmith. Getting traded for a top 55 protected draft pick. More like highway robbery. Hey, would you fleece me? It's a cheap joke. I'm better than that.
We need more cheap ones.
The trade was fine. Hey, Cincinnati Open. Whoever's idea it was to have the finals on a Monday should be fired. Yannick Sinner. Retiring after 5 games due to illness. Understandable. Alcaraz makes me stick to my stomach, too.
How you liking that tennis chat?
Tops. I love it, man.
There's sickos in there.
I
huh?
love it. They are sickos. A lot more gambling than I thought.
So much.
A lot.
A couple
It's
days away from the slam.
It's really a gambling chat that talks about tennis.
A little bit.
Yeah. But Alcaraz, man. Topspin. Got me on the Monte Carlo in the semifinal. Guy hits crazy shots. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Slapping the ever-living bleep out of his teammate in the huddle. Leadership. Khamzat domination of DDP. The second most entertaining UFC event from the weekend. The Arab Fighter. Behind only 10-Day Tony's Meltdown. I could watch that on repeat. The Cuban sore loser. Comedians doing the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia. The Stugotz is strong in all of you. I'm jealous I didn't get an invite. Stugotz is strong in me too. NFL fans upset about male cheerleaders. Either haven't been paying attention or just pretending to care. Top 5 things people pretend to care about. You ready? Oh, a lie. When a famous role in a TV show or movie reboot is cast with a slant towards diversity. What do you mean The Little Mermaid's black?
Why do you care so much about the Snow White remake? You're 47 years old.
Number 5, sports washing. We only care when it's a country that's not us. Number 4, when someone says, hit me up, we should hang out. You don't really want to hang out. You're just saying it. Number 3, when someone video records people in public to defend our First Amendment's rights.
That's my entire algorithm.
TikTok, right?
It's
all
just
the time.
Those guys that are like outside of a mail. What the hell?
Like mailboxes, etc., or something like that.
I just had it. Yeah.
Post office.
You all right?
Post office.
You okay? I got it all on the record.
That was. I hate those videos. That's what I meant there.
And the people get so angry. It's like, well, stop record. I can record you too. I'm like, just walk away. Who cares?
How have you not learned at this point? Like, that's what they want. You're giving them exactly what you want.
But that's the thing, that these people, I'm not talking about the people reacting. I'm talking about the guy originally recording. He doesn't care about your First Amendment rights. He's just a dick.
Why are people outside of post offices recording people?
It's a thing on the internet. It's just to prove that they can't, because people don't like being videotaped. So some old guy will be like, hey, why are you videotaping me? I'm going to this post office.
I'm just protecting our First Amendment
like,
rights.
And then they call the cops. The cops show up, and the cops say, technically, he's on the sidewalk. He's allowed to videotape you, but I did not consent. You don't need to give consent. Yeah. It's the same song and dance, but I love it. It's just I can't stop watching.
Number 2, when someone on this show says something funny that might also have a factual error. You guys don't actually care. Hey, beer is carbonated. I don't care, dude.
What was that?
It was the beer thing yesterday.
Oh.
There's a carbonation. Guys, we're just dicking around here. I don't know. I don't know if that came across yet. We're not actually beer experts who are trying to say, oh, this is how it works. And number 1, when an athlete kneels for the national anthem. You don't care. You didn't even notice until he said something about it. Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson. Lay off the cafecito.
I don't get it.
Too intense.
It's performative. Everybody knows. Come on, man. It's a big 3. Who cares?
Francis TFO. Forced to forfeit due to back injury, only to resurface looking fine a few hours later at his girlfriend's birthday dinner. Attaboy. And no, the dinner did not appear to be in Cincinnati. No Skyline chili. Denzel Washington going on the Sports Illustrated podcast, talking about how he only wants to hear about sports from people who did it and not from people with opinions behind microphones. Funny how he said none of this when he was on First Take. There's a little Stugotz in everyone. Crocs striking an NFL licensing deal, meaning now my favorite NFL players can dress like they're wards at a mental institution. I'm going to hell for that last one. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Those are the weekend observations.
Denzel sounded old, right?
Dude, if that was kind of his thing, he did sound old. He sounded old, especially when he said he could still throw hands and stuff.
Looking a little old. He's 70. I mean, if I look like that when I'm 70, I would take it, obviously. But
he's a national hero. But
he's a national hero?
International. I'm sorry, you're right.
Hero?
Well, he plays one in movies.
I think he is.
Denzel
he needs
Washington.
a statue.
He's an actor.
Yeah,
No,
let's put him on
A
a
statue where? Where would you put his
Denzel
statue?
Washington. In front of every movie theater. It would be like a rotating, a movable statue.
How about this? What if, instead of a statue, just on some maps, we name it Denzel Washington, D.C.?
That's not bad.
Why not all the maps?
Well, because, people argue over what maps say now. Some say Gulf of Mexico, some say Gulf of America.
How about this?
I don't know the process of actually changing it to Denzel Washington, D.C., but if you say it, then you print a map, you could just buy one.
How about this? Denzel Washington, D.C. on some of the maps. Denzel Washington State on others.
I like that.
How about Denzel, D.C.? Drop the Washington.
Well, hold on a second.
It's a lot cleaner.
You know what? Maybe that's what the D.C. stands for.
Washington, Denzel.
Columbia. Maybe.
Got it. Yes.
Now, if you rename Washington State Denzel Washington State, then does it have to become Denzel Washington State University?
Yes.
Yes, of
and
course.
the University of Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Absolutely. And when you send letters to people in Seattle, it's got to say Seattle, comma, DW, yeah. DWA?
Well, it could just say Seattle. Okay, so then does it say Seattle, Washington, or does it say Seattle, Denzel, Washington, or does it say Seattle, comma, Washington, comma, Denzel?
No, it goes Seattle, Denzel, Washington.
Okay, that's true because North Carolina, you don't do Raleigh, comma, Carolina, comma, North.
Exactly.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure
silly
out
question.
why he's a hero.
He's a hero, man. He's an inspiration to many.
No, he is.
Okay, those are two different things.
Well, that's what heroes do.
Denzel
They
George
inspire.
Washington.
That's Denzel Washington Carver.
Listen up.
George Washington
Time
Carver.
to think fast. Is this a real or fake podcast?
Oh, I love this game.
Nice.
Oh, I do too. This is a good game.
Bit of a lifeline today. Bit of a lifeline.
Here's our host. Oh, you didn't like the Denzel Washington talk?
I was lost. Zero Fox Given with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, that's a good name. That's a good name, but I'm going fake.
So he used to have a Sirius XM channel called the Foxhole. Then they took it and they gave it to Kevin Hart. Would he call it? No, I'm going to say fake.
Yeah,
Great name, though.
Couldn't hear you,
Fake.
Dad. What was your answer?
It's fake.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It
Should be
is
real.
indeed fake.
He doesn't have time for a podcast.
But he does.
He
Nah.
What is he up to, really?
He's hanging out with his friends. I saw a video of him arguing with his friends about Jordan versus LeBron. Never heard that one before.
Imagine that on a podcast.
The Deal with Darren Ravel.
Absolutely 100% the type of podcast that he would have. I'm trying to think if he'd have a hokier name. It'd be hokier, right? Billy, I see you nodding your head.
I don't think it'd be as simple as the deal.
It would be something else. I'm going to go fake.
I'm going real because the history of this game, Mike hasn't been giving us someone who has a podcast, but he's been giving us the wrong name of the podcast. That would be very tricky if he did that. So I'm going, it's real.
Wow. I think it's fake. I think his podcast is It's My Business with Darren Ravel.
I like that.
That would be a great title. Here's something shocking. According to my research, Darren Ravel actively does not have a podcast.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow, he's the one.
He's too busy collecting like autographs and stuff, right?
I guess. In the name of equality.
Yeah.
Caramel and Cheddar with Eddie Curry.
No. It's popcorn?
Caramel and Cheddar.
Oh, it's Eddie Curry and
yes.
popcorn.
I want that
He's
so
from
badly.
Chicago.
Not real.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to say yes.
The name is too ridiculous for it to not
That's
be real.
yeah.
Co-hosts it with his girlfriend.
Yeah, see?
Really?
He's
Yeah.
from Chicago. It's a popcorn thing. They love their Chicago popcorn. We'll talk to Jessica Smetana about it in a little bit. And he's a guy that likes to eat. I'm going to throw that out there.
It's a real podcast. Levels to this with Cheryl Swoops.
Yes, real.
Yeah, I know all the WNBA podcasts. That's a real
That's
one.
a real one. Cheryl Swoops, definitely. That's a type of title that Cheryl Swoops would have, too.
Greg?
Say no. I'm going to go the other way.
That's a real podcast.
I'm sorry, Cheryl.
Now, last one. This question's only for Greg. One Night with Steiny with Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yes.
It's a real podcast, but
That's a
not
trick
hosted
question,
by Willie
man.
Cauley-Stein.
It's a trick question.
Hosted by Steiny.
Shame on you.
Oh, my God.
Mark Stein? That has been Real or Fake Podcast. Now we transition seamlessly to Greg Cody's topic that Chris thought wasn't interesting enough.
Wow.
Chinese Robotic Olympics. Greg, tell me I
Take us
want to know
away.
everything. With
The only thing I know about it.
See, there we go.
Okay. No. Hear me out.
Let him talk.
It has embarrassed itself. It's fallen flat because of the robots are doing everything. The
Right.
robots are like 3-4 feet tall, but they're like in a boxing ring. They're doing all this stuff. They're all losing their.
That's your form?
They're all They're
That's
all
the
losing-
robot's form.
I used to box a little bit when I was younger.
So did Denzel Washington.
He always used to do that. Like,
Oh yeah.
hey,
Oh, you do the. There you go.
No, they're all falling flat. Like literally, all the robots are falling over when they do anything strenuous or athletic, and so it's been like a big bust in China. Now it's a bad idea as well.
I saw a clip of a kid. Oh, we got we've got them
You
playing
see what I mean?
soccer. Hold on, we got it. Run that one
I
back.
like it. I wanna see
Run
it
that
again.
soccer one back.
I like it.
Look at that.
It's like electric football.
this
when I
is
was
what
10 years
like
old.
this is what like 7-year-old soccer looks like.
That's
like
what
it.
soccer looks like to me.
You know what's funny, man? Somewhere Skynet is listening to us laugh. Like, all right,
That's a foul.
on who?
Whoever made that is like, you guys think you could do better?
Oh, here to the box. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, they're
keep the
boxing.
dukes up. Yeah. I don't know what the orange one is swinging at. He's just
slow punches. Good lord!
I saw.
You could beat up that robot?
Yeah, the punches are going like this in real time.
What was wrong with BattleBots?
BattleBots.
BattleBots was great.
whoa, that's weird what's happening right here on the screen. I'm not good at describing this. Imagine like somebody gingerly running around.
Oh, that standing up like that is always going to freak me out.
This is a breakdancing competition. That was in the Olympics, the real Olympics.
I saw a video of a kid, like maybe like a 12-year-old kid, fighting against one of these robots, and I was not impressed with the robot's reaction time. At the end, it just fell on its back, like spread eagle.
I could outrun that last robot. He was running about 1 mile an hour.
Talking to the mic.
I could outrun that robot. Oh. Robots are supposed to be superior to human beings. This proves they're not. What a colossal failure the Robot Olympics was. Eliminate all robots.
I'm worried, though, Greg, that us taunting them right now is just feeding Skynet with all the motivation to let us know.
Well,
how do we know you're not a robot?
Next time you put out a Robot Olympics, they should run faster. They should hit harder. They should kick a soccer ball harder. They should be superhuman, and they're not. They're not even a robot. It's like electric football when they bump into each other and fall down and everything, and the floor of the table would buzz.
Yeah.
And they'd all be jumping around.
What if they're intentionally doing this to have us let our guard down? You know, you're like, oh, robots
playing
possum. Can't do anything. Exactly right.
In that case, it's successful because you watch these robots and you're going, these robots suck. Who made these robots?
One of those robots missing an arm.
I noticed that.
I
hope he's okay.
Robot Paralympics.
I didn't see any blood, though. So.
You said it, not me.
That's the one where the founder of Skynet had in his living room.
The arm is yeah, the arm of the black guy from Terminator. Yeah.
Greg, do you have all your original joints?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you proud of that, or would you want an upgrade?
No, I think I'm good right now.
Yeah.
My hips, I lead the league in hips.
Hips don't lie.
Yeah, I mean, my only issue is my right knee.
Knee?
Yeah, I think I may need something done to my right knee.
What if they got you a robot knee?
Based on what I just saw, I don't want it.
This is a great death scene. The guy from Speed. That was a good one, huh?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Limited fake T2 guy. That
marketing for the Sueys next year.
Yeah, that didn't actually do what most capitalists do. And he's just like, what, this is bad for people? Let me destroy it rather than make money on it. Hey, we have breaking news. Hit it. Big Week 1 ramifications for the Miami Dolphins. The Indianapolis Colts have announced their QB1.
Oh.
And it is Daniel Jones.
No!
You guys love football, huh? Wow. Look at that reaction.
It's a big news day. 1-0 for the Dolphins.
You guys whipped your heads around and all said, whoa, collectively.
Season.
I'm surprised he's still playing football.
Wow.
Danny Dimes, QB1.
That is a disaster for the Colts. I'm
is
sorry.
Is the injury thing? Is like Richardson that hurt?
How much is it going to hurt if the Dolphins lose to him week 1?
Well, and you got Xavier Howard, who's out there for the Colts now too, right?
Yep.
Man, Tyreek Hill's going to burn him.
200 in the air, 100 on the ground, and a pick 6 for Howard.
You think Kyle Tucker's confidence is down? How do you think Anthony Richardson feels? Yikes.